Hi!
You know what?
Hi, hello, welcome to the video.
Hello there. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, welcome to our E3 2021 recap video where we discuss the highs and the mainly lows of this year's E3. Because, oh boy, wow! Was it not one of the best? It was not one of the best. I guess we could start with day one.
I thought last year's
didn't exist. Last year's was just companies randomly uploading videos. Remember?
Yeah, well, Microsoft live streamed theirs.
Yeah, and then Nintendo did the Treehouse. Nintendo hasn't done E3 for a while. They've gone, we do a Treehouse now. We don't need to go to E3. And then E3 doesn't have a physical presence anymore, which is annoying because as we were talking about during the Square Enix one, we missed the whole stage performance and you know, you're breathtaking, but I'm gonna cost this company millions.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't have a stage presence because of the pandemic.
It's true.
Next year, hopefully, come on,
maybe
it's gonna come back. But you know, the only two major companies to pull out of E3 were Sony and Nintendo, and it's still just as popular.
Did you just say Sony and Nintendo?
Shit tier.
You said Sony and you mean Xbox and Nintendo?
No, I said pull out.
Yeah.
I thought Nintendo didn't.
Oh, well, they did
anymore.
their own thing. Yeah. Okay. I thought you meant pull out ahead of this conference, like the winners, but.
No,
Sony just...
No, I meant as in pull out, as in stop doing E3s technically and do their own thing.
But yeah, let's should we start with day one?
Yeah, let's start with day one. Let's fucking talk about it.
It's a great start, you know.
Oh boy!
Strong start. So we're both
Ubisoft.
We're both not massive Ubisoft fans.
I was about 10, 12 years ago.
Far Cry 3. You know, that was it.
Pre Far Cry 3, yeah.
Yeah, and then you know, so they got what, Rocksmith, some updates for that.
That did pique my interest.
Yeah.
That was the peak of the show.
Then they announced their Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
And then
360 game.
Far Cry Blood Money, which was Far Cry 3 mod, I guess.
Far Cry 3 Blood Money.
And then also they kept going about their villains.
Standalone.
Yeah, Blood Money. No, Blood Money was a standalone, but basically ran off the Far Cry 3 engine. But yeah, then they kept obsessing with their Far Cry villains. Like, everybody loves Voss, even though he wasn't the main villain in Far Cry 3. Which I guess most people forget about. Because the main villain was kind of just generic big businessman evil. So yeah, they released, I don't know, a standalone game, DLC? Who knows, for their villains. It's like, oh, you get to go inside their heads. These villains, you're gonna be reasoned with them. It's like they're reasonable human beings if you sat down and talked to them. Shut the fuck up. Get off your high horse. Like, you hit it big with Voss and you've just been trying to do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. What did they actually announce? It was brand new.
They announced another Mario and Rabbids crossover, which is just great. They announced
and the Rainbow Six extraction.
Yeah, which you know,
is about
good job, welcome. You saw COD Zombies and were like, why not?
We want some of that. And, you know, they were like, oh hey, we need a Left 4 Dead thing, and then Turtle Rock were like, hey guys, we're back with a spin-off. Or a spiritual successor. Hey guys, no one gives a shit about any other zombie game right now. We're back. Hi.
It was underwhelming. I mean, if you're excited for Far Cry 6.
Underwhelming is a nice way of putting it.
I'm trying to be fair awful. Because
listen, the only thing that was new that piqued my interest was Rocksmith. The only thing that wasn't new, which was most of it, was Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC seemed interesting. I don't own Valhalla, but it's making me want to buy it, but not full price. I'm gonna wait for that.
Which is kind of a theme, is DLC
I bought
stuff.
Odyssey for I bought Odyssey for $27.99 with all of the DLC, the season pass, the gold edition, and I got Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, and it's a terrible remaster, by the way.
Oh, Assassin's Creed 3 is one of the worst.
I got AC3 remastered for free. Yeah. But
I've got AC3 on Nintendo Wii U. You don't understand my pain.
I know someone that also has a Wii U, and I think he played Zombie U and was like, "Yeah, this isn't good." Yeah. And then he never touched it again. Switch. But Ubisoft. The Avatar. The game looks nice. But it looks nice. The graphic fidelity of the game is
it's there. It's just that I don't think the Avatar IP is as strong as they think it is.
No, it made one movie,
and the movie wasn't. I really did not like that movie. I thought it was just like
it was. No, it was awful.
No, it was just bad. Like
technologically speaking,
it was up there, but
it was good for CG. Right?
Story-wise, it was hey, we're just redoing Pocahontas, The Last Samurai. And we're not even going to beat around the bush. We're just lazy.
Not Alien.
Not even Alien versus Predator.
It was
basically.
It felt like dumb. It felt like Aliens.
No, it was. If you watch, it's all about white man bad. He has to go learn with the natives and realize the mistakes of his people's ways, and then joins them. Which is like The Last Samurai and all this other shit.
And then there's a sex in it.
Yeah, then there's the sex scene. Yeah, with the local. Then he betrays himself. But it's like, what were you after? The unobtainium. Couldn't even come up with a name for the material you want. We're just gonna name it unobtainium. Fuck, we're just lazy.
So,
the whole story was lazy. But I'm sure the game is gonna be fine. I think we're talking about video games.
Yeah, so was the Ubisoft conference. That was lazy. Do you know what really made me laugh? Just before the announcement of the Avatar game, they got the CEO of Ubisoft on the stage. Now, he makes me cringe every year with his French accent and his hand gestures, but Jesus Christ, he is so out of touch because I think he's the one that's pushing for all the Ubisoft IPs to go free to play, and then they'll just riddle it with microtransactions.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, listen, just put a 60 quid price tag on the fucking thing.
And just call it a day.
And then just leave it there, right?
But no.
Make a single player game. Because even EA aren't that fucking stupid to go, well, let's make all our IPs free to play. Because
I think they're getting
loot boxes and microtransactions. Yeah.
EA aren't that stupid, but they want the full...
Maybe shouldn't Nickel and Dimer play a race?
EA aren't that stupid, but they want to pay the full price and also have all the microtransactions in their game.
God, do you remember season passes? I'm starting to miss them.
Yeah. So let's move on to a good day. Well, actually, it was kind of a mixed day. It started out good, and then it just got way worse. So the Xbox conference is probably one of the...
Positive. Yeah.
One of the best.
Pretty good. I'm more into... Yeah, I'm more into Xbox than you, so I'm a bit more biased. But
yeah, but no, I would agree that they...
Plus, it was Bethesda as well.
Yeah, they hit it out of the park, really. They just basically, like... Yeah, I mean, the whole idea is like, hey, look, everything that we're showing is coming up to Game Pass, so it's like, $10 a month, £10 a month, there you go, you get all these games. And it's like, also, they're all also on PC. So, for someone like you, it's like, great. For someone like me, it's great. I've got a PC. I get to play all
Xbox isn't a console anymore. It's a brand.
It's a brand. It's quite strange how Xbox started off as we don't want to be associated with Microsoft and Windows, and then eventually it was like, you know what? Why don't we just integrate it into Windows? And
do you remember when they tried it back in the day with Windows for Vista?
Oh god, yeah. I remember they remastered Halo 2, and it was like a Vista exclusive. It was just awful. It was not good. Oh, but yeah, like
I remember being a kid seeing that in Tesco. Like
I was an adult. I was like,
it was overall.
I was like late teen, and I was like, this is bad.
It was like what 2007 it came out on Windows Vista.
Yeah.
Vista for Windows Live for Vista, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I must have been like
Yeah, the Windows
13.
Live thing was not a good idea.
14, 13.
Yeah.
No,
But
funny, I see people on YouTube play GTA 4 and it like comes up with a Windows Live service.
It's just
and you're
yeah, I've
fuck
still.
off.
But yeah, Halo.
No, if I remember correctly, it started off. Well, let's go by how it went in order, right? Start off, God Todd on stage, and I could
Todd,
just hear
who basically single-handedly saved the Xbox franchise.
In the background. Yes. Well, actually, it was Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
But Phil Spencer and his team. But no, it came out Starfield straight out the gate. I was like, shit, I wasn't expecting that.
The only thing I would say about that,
and it was an Xbox exclusive, which I was not expecting. But my first thought was, Sony, PlayStation, fanboys will be raging at that one.
the only issue I see,
Xbox has new exclusives. Well, they do now.
the only issue I see is because it was showing, oh, this is in-game footage. Let's face it, there's been a history of these press conferences E3 where they've shown in-game footage, and what we actually get is a hell of a lot worse. Watch Dogs, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, to be fair to Bethesda, oh god, I don't remember about Cyberpunk. But to be fair to Bethesda, what they've always shown at E3 is mostly always what we've had out the gate. Besides 76.
Yeah, so the issue is like, let's remember, like CD Projekt Red was a golden child for a while, and then Cyberpunk happened. So as much as I
will still gloss over The Witcher. I don't give a shit when anyone says The Witcher 3 is fucking perfect.
It is, but and also The Witcher 3 had and it also was downscaled. But the issue is it's trying to run on really old hardware as well, so it might not look as good as that when it gets released, but if it's even close,
what made me buckle,
also it showed no gameplay.
Yeah, that too, but the fact, like, everybody, there was leaks kicking about the people that were saying that it would use the creation engine, so everyone was pure going, Starfield's still using that same goddamn engine. As Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 4 and 76. Jesus Christ, it's going to be awful. But then it said at the bottom, Creation Engine 2, so they've totally made a new engine for it, which is a success.
Which is
to the
good.
Creation Engine.
I think maybe with the Microsoft
will it be good?
buy-off.
Who knows? Yeah. No, I think to be fair, I think they were making this engine before.
They probably were, but
But do you know what? Do you know what really annoyed me is now they've said. Pete Hines said it as well. He's like, thanks to the merger with Microsoft, we now have the money to do what we want with our games. And I'm like, listen, Bethesda, when it was independent, was a multi-billion-dollar company. You try to tell me you don't have the money and resources to put as much money into your games and studios as you possibly could.
It's a PR
Are you
statement.
trying to tell me that, Uncle Pete? Huh?
It's a PR statement. Come on now, that means nothing. It's basically like, hey, the merge is good, guys. The merge is good. It's good for us. And all the Sony fanboys are like, it's not good for us.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I wasn't actually expecting it to say Xbox exclusive, because they've said that, like, well, even though we've merged with Microsoft, we're still somewhat mostly independent. It's just Xbox manages our finances, and people are going, oh, it's a Starfield and
but maybe because this is an exclusive, they actually gave them money to make the new engine or improve it and gave them more longer development time.
Well, yeah, that is true, but
that's speculation. That's not fact. We have no idea.
Yeah, but I honestly think, why would Microsoft spend $7 billion just to go, hey, Fallout and Elder Scrolls are still going to PlayStation? I think everything besides the contracts and everything that is currently in the works to come out in PlayStation, like Elder Scrolls Online, for example, will still have like PlayStation content because it's already on that platform, like Minecraft. So why the fuck would they cut that off? But every brand new game coming out of Bethesda Game Studios and Bethesda's conglomerate will come out Xbox PC only.
Yeah.
Anyone who thinks otherwise is an idiot. So hi, Sony fanboys. You got Insomniac Games. You got a single studio. Microsoft bought fucking 15
It's quite interesting if you think about it. That
Microsoft
I
did
don't
not
think Microsoft are competing with Sony or Nintendo anymore. I think they're competing with
they're not,
Amazon,
because-
Netflix, and Disney
'cause-
Plus. That's
well, when
who
you
they're
put Sony
competing with.
when you put Sony next to Microsoft, Sony is down here and Microsoft is all the way up here, because
Game
Sony,
Pass.
the only fun fact about Sony, the only thing keeping Sony afloat as a company right now is the PlayStation. You go and look at their financial records and all that.
They don't have
their
anything
movies,
else. No.
Hemorrhaging money. When was the last time Sony had this? Their phone division. Remember Sony Xperias? No one remembers.
They might have like headphones and stuff like that.
Remember when they made TVs? No one gives a. Yeah, but ultimately Sony, they might as well just become a gaming company at this point, because nobody gives a shit about anything else they make. The only movies they've had that are successful are Spider-Man, and a lot of the profit goes to Disney for that. So, anyway, what was the next game? We've talked enough about Bethesda. Basically,
I think it's the other big throw out was Halo, really.
Halo, yeah. Well,
yeah, they actually, to be fair, let's talk about they showed off their indie stuff. So it was just like, hey, look at all our indie games coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, well,
we got the Yakuza games on Game Pass.
Fair, there was a. That is not the fact that if I wanted to, I could play all the Yakuza games on Game Pass.
Like I said, like
God knows.
Microsoft is not competing with other game companies. They're competing with like media consumption, the Amazons, the Netflix, the Disney Pluses.
They have the streaming thing locked down. Stadia should just pack up and go home.
No, I'm just like, if you want the best value from, like, they could destroy MMOs. Like, if you think about, if you have to, like, World of Warcraft, you have to pay, what, £10 a month to play it? What would you rather do? Pay £10 to play one game, or £10 to play fucking all these games that are coming out each month?
And I think well, to be fair, they do have an MMO on there. Elder Scrolls Online is on Game Pass.
Exactly. So. It's not a good one.
And
I grant you that.
I think no. Well, it's gotten better, to be fair to my pal Ewan, Brocklebean. He got Elder Scrolls Online at launch on Xbox, and he played it on PC beforehand, and he said the console version was crap. But the console version now is up there with the PC version, and the PC version apparently is the second most popular MMO next to Warcraft, which is nuts.
No,
because nobody liked ESO when it came out.
It's not.
Now it's behind...
Final Fantasy XIV is the most popular MMO at the moment. Then it's WoW. And then it's ESO.
And then it's yes. But to be fair,
but considering it's you know, you got WoW's like WoW's probably gonna die out soon anyway. But like what I'm trying to say is like they're fighting for time rather than having a direct competitor, because like what's Sony got? What's Nintendo got?
I mean, for example, see if you were to get an Xbox Series S, right? And then you had your Game Pass subscription. Holy fucking shit, you got a new console for $250 and then you've got a Game Pass subscription for how long you keep that. That is amazing value for money. Next gen performance for that amount of money. We knew your games.
It's slightly advanced next gen. It's Xbox Series S, isn't it? It's not like the X.
Yeah, but you still get next gen performance.
Yeah.
Out of it.
But
you
let's
still get a console that's gonna last 45 years.
Exactly.
Stalker looked good.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, that is probably like one of the most interesting things to come out. Like the original Stalker was like very heavy RPG. Like, have you played Tarkov? Escape from Tarkov? Okay, no, probably not. So it's Escape from Tarkov is the first-person shooter, semi-battle royale, but you have to like scavenge and inventory management. So everything takes up a slot and stuff like that. And the original one, Stalker, was very heavily like that, where if you picked up bullets, you can only store like 30 bullets in that one little section, and then if you pick up like a bottle, it take up 2 sections, sort of like Resident Evil 4's briefcase, but much more micromanaging. This one, it didn't look like that from this one. It looked more... It had that scavenging kind of feel, but I kind of like the minimalist UI where it's non-existent. I don't know if they're going to keep it with that. But I definitely like the whole, the look the lighting in that game, Jesus Christ.
And that part, according to the little gameplay thing in the bottom, that was running on a Series X. So God knows what it's going to be like in a high-end PC.
Hopefully it will be amazing. But yeah, no, that game looks good. It's probably one of the games I'm like interested in.
Yeah. Let's see. What else would they talk
I think
about?
they did 2042 as well, Microsoft.
Yeah, they did. I was very skeptical about that when I heard it because Battlefield 5, DICE, EA.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the guys that absolutely, even when Battlefront 2 had that controversy about the microtransactions, I still played the game because the game was good. Battlefield 5, good gameplay. But holy shit, did they botch that one? Like, I thought Battlefront 2 was bad, but
yeah,
Jesus Christ,
like I said, the issue with
I know they were fixing Battlefront 2.
Yeah, they were, but it's one of those. It's like an EA decision where they just like, all right, we're gonna send half the team to go fix Battlefront 2, but we still want you to release the game at this designated date. So you know, do what you can. Like they clearly weren't that invested in Battlefield 5, so I guess the worry is, are they invested in Battlefield 2042? And I think because they don't have the Battlefront, like, well, like, because now they've got the Lucas Studios up, Disney, I don't know, they might be going, we've got to go back onto 2042.
Well, there was a leak saying that Battlefront 3 is a thing. It's a few years off, because they're what, I think 2142 is working on Frostbite 4 or whatever.
But, you know, they might not be working on it.
They might not be. It's not been confirmed, but I do think EA on the Battlefront license.
All I know is Battlefield games don't do well at launch. They're not the best at launch.
But Battlefield 1 did.
Battlefield 1 is the exception to the rule, not the rule.
Very good.
Battlefield 1 is probably my favorite Battlefield game because of how broken the medic class is. Everybody, if you don't know my opinions on the medical class on the Battlefield 1 is, you don't need to kill and you can still be the best player in that game. That's how broken the medic is.
Do you remember Battlefield 4's netcode?
Yes, I do. Yes, that's why I stopped playing and went back to 3 immediately.
I mean, yeah.
So, you know,
they fixed the netcode, by the way, for Battlefield 4, and it's actually really good. But
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
What else was there?
But like, let's talk about the Battlefield.
There was an indie game that's coming to.
We haven't finished about talking about 2042. We haven't even talked about the gameplay. They got a lot of vehicles. It feels like the maps are going to be massive. And that was the one issue in like the other Battlefield games. It was like just trying to find somebody for ages. But the fact that you can call in vehicles now might be better.
How are they going to get that out?
Oh, because it's like an airdrop or something now. Yeah. But apparently...
I'm talking about how they're going to get Battlefield 2142 to work on last-gen consoles, because that game looks really hard for those. My One X might cope, but...
I don't think the original Xbox is going to cope with that at all. It's going to look like trash.
No, have you seen the original Xbox One with Cyberpunk?
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. But I think most people are annoyed that it's only going to be a multiplayer with no BR or single-player campaign. But hopefully...
to be fair to Battlefield, before Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield games never had a single player. It was just a multiplayer. You play with bots, you do large-scale open warfare. It was full price back then. So there is a precedent for the series to do that.
But you know, ever since
I completely forgot about. But I still think a full price
game that's just multiplayer.
Full price Battlefield game. Yeah.
Yeah, considering somebody else's multiplayer is free.
Version. Yeah.
Segue into Halo.
Segue into
Halo.
Yeah.
Halo,
yeah.
So should we talk about the good bit first, and then I'll talk about the bad bit?
Yeah, I've not seen the overview yet, so
I like the multiplayer. I've only seen. I know they released more multiplayer stuff the next morning, which was interesting.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer looked fine. It's free to play. They've got rid of
all the
You go for it.
Alright, it looks like it's got rid of all the bad stuff, the newer, like,
Yes.
Halo 5's over-the-top maneuverability. So, like, they got rid of the Spartan charge and the boosters and all that, but they've kept the sprinting and the sliding stuff, which I don't have a problem with.
It does.
And it looks like they've brought back the really classic arena stuff, along with the Halo 3 pickups. I love the Halo 3 pickups, so I'm glad that element's back in it. And I'm so glad they also didn't bring back Reach's armor abilities. Reach in Halo 4's armor abilities can, especially Spartan. What was it where you punch the ground and your Spartan gets that really thick shield that's impenetrable?
Yeah.
Fuck that. What was that Spartan armor lock? That was it. Fuck armor lock. Still, 11 years later, every time I play MCC and I play a Reach game, every time I see a fucking someone with that armor lock, fuck off. 343, get rid of that from Halo Reach. You can patch things out. You've got the net code for Halo Reach. Get rid of fucking armor lock.
So yeah, hopefully Halo, the new Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be a lot better than that. No BR mode.
The story has...
Should we move on to the story?
The single player there, from what they showed of the count. Yes,
let's move on to the story, because I have some issues.
As much as I hated Halo... Yeah, as much as I hated Halo 5 story and the direction they took it in, right? Cortana at the end of Halo 5, for those spoilers by the way, at the end of Halo 5, Cortana turned baddie, she took over the Forerunners, Prometheans faction, she conquered the galaxy with the Guardians, and that was the end of Halo 5, left you with a cliffhanger going, what they're going to do? How are they going to come back from this one? Like Empire Strikes Back vibes, but nowhere near the quality of Empire Strikes Back. So... that the scene we had seen there with brand new Cortana, looks like some sort of like off-cast AI strand of Cortana, who's very young, naive, and Chief looks like that he's now going to have to show her the ropes. There was a bit of dialogue where they said they deleted Cortana, and so have they just got rid of Halo 5's story off-screen, or are we going to kill Cortana and destroy the AI overlord faction that took over the Prometheans? Are we going to destroy them before we get to the Banished, or is Halo Infinite just going to start off with exposition dump? Chief stopped Cortana and the AI faction that took over the galaxy off screen. Because if they do that, I'll be pissed.
So, what I think they're doing... Okay, so first off, I don't like the whole fact that they've brought this new young Cortana in. I'm like, you're just...
I don't like...
So, like, Marvel does this a lot, where they kill off a character and they just bring them back, so they can have the whole journey go over again. Like, if you look at Loki...
Well, to be fair, it's in the Halo lore that Halsey made.
No, it doesn't matter. That's just lazy
models,
storytelling. I don't care if it's in the lore. It could be in the lore that they can go time travel. The fact that they're just like, we've had this character,
don't give them ideas.
we've given them 5 games of like development, some novels as well of development. And what we're going to do, we're just going to reset it because we don't know where to go with this character, so we're just going to...
To be fair, Halo 4, when they killed her, Halo 4 actually handled her death quite well.
Yeah,
like,
and then they just went, oh no, she's back now and she's evil.
Got a new AI. Yeah, she's back now and she's evil.
Yeah, it's sort of just like...
And I looked up the behind the scenes stuff for that, right? And apparently, originally Bungie were going to have Cortana turn evil in Halo 1. They said that, see, when Chief put her in the Halo Index, that she would get all this knowledge and all this stuff, and that then she would snap, because that's why she kind of turned purpley ready in Halo 1, and she got a bit crazy there. That was originally going to be her where she turns, and instead of 343, you'd have to fight Cortana and blow up Halo. But they were like, nah, we need her to be kind of like the guide for the player. Because obviously Chief doesn't talk much, and when he's obviously going to be like the avatar for the player. So they were like, nah, let's just bring in 343 and have him be the guy that blows up Halo and goes nuts. And they were like, turning Cortana evil would be dumb. Let's not do that. And then what did 343 do? I mean, let's turn her evil and have.
I mean, the whole idea, like, if it was like a slow progression of evil, it could work. Yeah. But the issue, it's just like, I think they're just.
She died, came back,
and then was evil.
And then was evil, and she was like, "I'm doing this for the benefit of humanity, John.
It's like, yeah, I've heard. Where have I heard this before?
No,
where have I heard?
Yeah, Terminator, Mass Effect, basically any sci-fi franchise.
Yeah, just so many.
AI sentience.
So
Star Wars do it slightly, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm glad the multiplayer is free because I'm gonna play there. I do not give a.
I'm gonna play it.
I do not care about them single player.
I do because I'm interested on it being on Zeta Halo, and Halo Wars 2 introduced the Banished, and the Banished are a good faction. Sure, they're just kind of the Covenant on steroids, but the direction, like open world Halo game based on a Halo ring, what the fuck could go on? The Banished look cool. Choppers, I seen in the campaign that the multiplayer that the Brute Chopper was back, and I'm like, I love the Brute Chopper. Halo 3's Brute Chopper. Mwah. It's
so
like on steroids.
What I think is going to happen.
Murder other vehicles with it.
Is like some reason Chief has just been like, after Cortana went evil, they're not even going to mention it for all of it, and when he's talking to young Cortana, he doesn't want to tell her that maybe the original one went evil, because he doesn't want that to happen to her possibly, and then eventually she's going to find out that, oh well, wait, the original one went evil, could I go evil, and that might be a subplot later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, she went rampant at the end of Halo 4, which is in the lore. AIs only have like a short life cycle before they fucking go Fritz. So that's why she died, because she made all her other selves, when her personality started fracturing, killed the Diadact. And then she went, yeah, bye, Chief, and they had a good heartfelt moment, which was very well done.
Yeah, like you had to get through.
Story was really good.
You had to get through.
What happened with life?
Shit to get through that. I don't really like the game, but you have to get through shit just to get like that payoff. It's like, is it worth? It wasn't worth it for me. I was like, yeah, great, she's dead. 10 out of 10.
I mean, I like the way they were going with Chief's and Cortana's character in Halo 4. Obviously, they were going to explore Master Chief's humanity, which I still think they're doing. But the whole plan of Halo 4, 5, and 6, well, was what Infinite technically is. It was called the Reclaimer trilogy, and it explored Chief's humanity. And obviously, the Forerunners are back, and they're big bads. But nobody likes the Promethean faction because they're god fucking awful designed.
They're very generic sci-fi design.
So you know, you killed the big bad Promethean. Yeah, and they were never, the Forerunner design in Halo 4 and 5 were nothing like the Forerunner design in Halo fucking 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they go back to the original Forerunner design in Infinite, because they realized the fans were pissed they changed the art style. And in Halo 4, their only explanation for the complete different aesthetic is in Chief's armor, where Cortana has an offshoot line of, why is my armor different? Oh, it was a firmware update. No, firmware's update, you stupid fucking idiot writers. It's not hardware. Chief's armor's hardware. Yeah, that was not software.
That's what we call lazy.
It was nanobots. Fuck off. Yeah. But no, I'm interested in where they're going to take Infinite. I am cautiously optimistic because I've been burned twice by the last two mainline Halo games. And the fact that Halo Infinite's going to be a live service for 10 years. Where have we heard that before?
Destiny 2. What's the one?
Destiny, to be fair, Destiny 2...
Anthem?
Is like 5 years old now. Anthem.
Yeah. Roadmap. Avengers, Marvel Squad.
Avengers. Basically any online looter shooter.
Says the roadmap.
The crew
fucking
one,
run.
That?
Oh my god. Yeah, just run. Yeah.
But, I don't know, but yeah, Infinite has me interested cautiously, so I'll see.
Multiplayer.
Like. Still haven't announced a release date for it.
Yeah, no, I don't know when.
Still haven't announced a release date for it, and it's holiday 2021. So if you're that confident about your game,
just give me a date.
Fucking Bethesda's announced a release date for Starfield. Give me a fucking date, because you said holiday 2020 last year, and then about a week later you were like, yeah, we're gonna have to delay the game, guys, till next year. Sorry, lol.
So PR speak for because it's not
how
finished.
Much detail was on the graphics? Yeah. Did you notice the graphic fidelity increase and the
from the last year's E3? Jesus.
Chiefs. Yeah. So to be fair,
Fix that.
the delay has looked like it's worked. We'll see what. Yeah.
I think
delay
it's
looks like it has.
if you're just honest about why you have to delay stuff, fans wouldn't be so pissed.
They were like, yeah, it's not.
Yeah. We also like fired on
when they delayed it. Yeah, to be fair, I think they got the guy from Bungie back and they got Joe Staten back. They were like, yeah, that's good choice. A lot of ex-Bungie guys have come back to Microsoft. I wonder why. Bungie.
Right, that's it for the Halo bit. There was some other stuff they announced.
There was a couple of indie games that I'm really interested in. That kind of like bird's eye view of that game where it's like 12 minutes.
The 12 minutes one where you played the same 12 minutes
stop
over.
The look from happening. Yeah. That looks really cool. I'm interested in where they take that. That's also on Game Pass.
Yeah, everything that they showed was on Game Pass. I don't know if it's going to be one of those games you're going to play over and over again. The whole idea is that you play the game over and over again, that 12 minutes. But like once you know what to do, it's how many endings they have.
And that comes out in August, I think.
I think it's going to be like the Stanley Parable, where it's just like you just spend the whole time just working out all the different things. That'd be quite interesting.
To be fair, they got who's in it again? Because there was a bunch of actors in it. With James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe.
Probably.
There's quite a good voice cast. But I wonder how much longevity we're gonna get out of that, because I wonder how long it's gonna be before we start going, oh yeah, scenario again, oh yeah, that scenario again, yeah, that scenario again. But no, that looks good. There's a silly party game where you play a bunch of animals, and it kind of reminds me of Gang Beasts that's coming out to Xbox, and that looks dumb. What was that called? That looks really dumb fun.
I can't remember.
If we can get you guys on there, that'd be fun. Yeah. But that looked good. Was it animals? Something? Hold on, I'm gonna Google this now because it looked good. Xbox.
While Liam's googling that, don't forget to like and subscribe. I just got to remind the audience to like and subscribe.
It's actually called Party Animals. The Gang Beasts like Party Animals is coming to Xbox Game Pass next year. That looks good. To be fair, I thought it was Gang Beasts coming to Xbox, but apparently not. I think it's on Xbox actually already, but it looks good. Coming to Game Pass, so
definitely.
Now let's talk about a surprise that nobody seen coming. Let's go into Sea of Thieves.
Oh, should we start off like where everybody thought, oh, they're ripping off that scene from the Pirates of the Caribbean? They're ripping it off.
Yeah, because the moment I heard Yo Ho Yo Ho Pirates, like for me, I was like, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean ride song.
Yes.
I wonder how much they paid Disney for that.
I like. Speaking of music,
see the big island and the storms.
I noticed that they didn't get many of the songs from the Pirates Being franchise. Like all they got was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah. Well, they then got.
Go for it.
The Jack Sparrow theme was in there when they showed off Jack, like when he was like he had the dog, and then you heard the woman go, "Oh, you need to go and get this person," and then like you see the dog, and then Jack's going, and then you're like, "No," and then they show the back of him after the dog runs away, and you're like, "No," and then he's like, "Hello, my name's Captain Jack Sparrow." But some of you may already know that, and you're like, no, and then you hear his theme song, and you're like, oh god, copyright's gonna be a bitch for this content.
Yeah.
And then they absolutely go ham. It's like 5 Tall Tale missions, and Tall Tale missions are fucking long. Jesus Christ! So that's gonna be a lot of Pirates content, and you just thought, oh, they're just gonna put Jack in it, and that's it. And then no, there's a bunch of characters in it. Gibbs is in it. They're adding a whole new world to go to. There's a whole new part of the map, which is nuts. And then there's new enemy types, ghosts. I think they're adding a new form of skeleton variant. Surprise!
If you're wondering, I'm not talking much. I don't really care for Pirates.
You hear Jack go blah blah blah. Yeah, but I do, right? And I actually think Sea of Thieves is in a really good place now, and it's even fucking better place now since they had this. And then Jack goes on about all the new enemies, all the new cussies and shit. And then he hits out with, and one Davy Jones, and you're like, and then it shows off the Dutchman coming out of the water, and then you see Davy Jones with a really bad, I think it's Robin Atkin Downs doing his voice, but he's doing a really fucking bad Scottish accent to the point where I'm offended. And you're just like, holy shit, they've went all out with this. Like, they've went all out with this. And to be fair, I thought Sea of Thieves was done with like really big content drops, but no, they just went, yeah, Pirates, you asked for it, you've been asking for it for years, we forked out a bunch of money to Disney. Here's your Pirates of the Caribbean content, hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, it comes out in a week. And it's free! So yeah, I'm really excited for the Pirates of the Caribbean content, and I'm gonna just chunk out the fucking the Sea of Thieves videos.
It's just gonna go nuts.
I'm just gonna fucking be like, there you go. I'm gonna go fucking nuts because I like Sea of Thieves. And I'm gonna get a mildly angry Scottish crew together, so that'll be fun.
Speaking of other stuff that they get announced, they got Age of Empires.
Sorry, I rambled.
Age of Empires 4, Outer Worlds 2, Diablo 2 Resurrected.
No, can we talk about that Outer Worlds trailer for a second, because it was so good. It's just like, clearly there's fuck all about the game made right now, and so they just get a CGI trailer and it just breaks the fourth wall all the time. And I knew it was Outer Worlds 2 because the guy from the first game, the guy that wakes up in the pod, was
the scientist guy. Yeah,
this is Outer Worlds 2, and he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there going, "Here's a man on a cliff. Here's a wide shot." and then he's like, "And here's the main character's silhouette. The reason for this is probably because the developers haven't finished his character model." And then it like pans out, and then it's like, the only thing the developers have finished is the logo. And it's like the Moonface guy, and then it's like the Outer Worlds 2, and you're just sitting there going, well done, Obsidian, well done. Like, I'm more excited for the Outer Worlds 2 than fucking Starfield. So that's how much you fucked up Bethesda. Outer Worlds 2, Obsidian, take my money, because Outer Worlds 1's fucking great. But I'll tell you one thing that I was kind of disappointed with on Obsidian. No Avowed news since last year. You know, that medieval kind of type IP they announced last year. No news on that, but you know, it's clearly not ready yet, so you know.
Yeah.
No news is good news.
We probably won't hear about the Outer Worlds or the other game for maybe a couple of years, maybe
a long time.
Yeah, so a bunch of stuff.
I don't mind that as long as they. What else happened?
They got the Among Us, Forza.
Oh yeah, Among Us on console, yeah, that'd be good. Forza, I don't care for Forza.
It's just a bunch of.
Fuck me, man, that game looks good. Like graphically wise, that game looks
beautiful,
amazing.
But it's just once you've done it.
Flight Simulator as well looks.
Microsoft did really well, and Bethesda.
And to be fair, to them, unlike Ubisoft and all the other ones, I don't know. I've not seen Nintendo, so I can't say. Microsoft barely had a bunch of people talking about their games.
Between it, yeah.
They showed them and then moved on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then when they were showing their major, like the major games that they would go, this is gonna be big. They got Todd out, they got Joe and Bonnie Ross for Halo, and they spent far too long on Forza, but you know, they went in depth about these games and showed off gameplay in between them talking about it. But the games that were just getting content updates, or the games they were announcing, they showed off gameplay, announcement trailer, move on, gameplay, announcement trailer, or if it was just announcement trailer. They didn't fucking hammer on about it, unlike Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And Sqaure. And
well, we're about to get to Sqaure, aren't we? Because, you're done.
Now you're more excited for, yeah.
So as being a Sqaure fanboy, it's kind of like. So all right, so let's talk about Sqaure. Before even this press conference, they did the Final Fantasy Fan Fest, where they talked about all the Endwalker content, and also you got Tokyo Game Show coming up in a couple of months or next month. So pretty much Sqaure just dumped everything they don't really care about into this event. We got Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, look, it looks
better than Avengers.
It does, but one of the main issues I have is you only play as Peter.
It's only Star-Lord.
Yep, and he doesn't look the best. But apart from that, yeah.
That's what I said. I was like, metrosexual Peter Quill confirmed.
Then they, I think, was it Life is Strange next or the Babylon 4?
Don't care.
Yeah, so they basically went, hey.
Remember. It was just
It was weird. So they talked about the remasters and went, hey, look, we've updated the lip syncing and the textures, and then they went, the new Life is Strange. She has empathy powers. Ooh. Okay, cool.
So everyone's on the autism spectrum.
Yeah, basically. Then they announced like the Final Fantasy Pixel Perfect stuff, which you probably don't give a shit about, which is fine. I want to talk about it because this is where they went wrong as well. They announced it and they didn't give us any game.
Because when we watched it live, you were just like.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy.
And then they did.
And I'm just sitting there going, I don't
fuck
care.
all with it. They just went, oh hey, we're doing Pixel remakes, and it's like, what does that mean? Pixel what, of the original content from the NES? Are you doing the Game Boy Advance translations? What is you gonna? Are they all in together in a collection, or are they all separate? Like what is this? What is this? What is this? What? Show me more. No, not gonna show you more. They just go right next thing. Then they showed off the whole mobile game selection, like 20 seconds per each mobile, and you're just like, you going to talk about that? Nope. You're going to talk about no. Okay, fine, great. They talked about the game from Platinum, which is basically we took the near combat and made it easy. It wasn't that hard, the near combat, okay, but it's like we don't know enough about it.
Which is weird coming from Platinum. Platinum always like to make in-depth kind of combat.
Yeah, and the fact that they're simplifying their own combat system is worrying. But it looks like it's going to be a multiplayer game. God, what else? Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's... And then the big final reveal... then they talked about the Black Panther and all this other DLC for the Avengers game, which we spent about half an hour bashing it because of the Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay, like, oh, they've abandoned it, and no, they're supporting it till the end of the year with free updates. We'll see if they support it past that. It doesn't look like it.
I own the Avengers game physically because it was 20 quid and I was not paying for it full fucking price.
I wouldn't pay for it. That's...
to be fair, it wasn't going to get any cheaper than that, but I bought it. I put a few hours into it. I still have not beat the story because the story sucks. Modak is not a good villain. Don't know why the fuck you thought you put a cripple with a massive head in a wheelchair and then go, that's your final boss.
Seems good.
No, it's not good.
Seems good.
It's broken. It's buggy. It's a grind fest because it's a beat 'em up looter shooter. Not only that, they patched it to make the grind even fucking longer, so you'd buy the microtransactions for boosters and shit. Fuck off, right? I don't really have anything positive to say about it.
No, it's just shit. So, talking about the final reveal, so from Team Ninja, you know, the Ninja Garden people, they're remaking Final Fantasy 1, which the game looked... I didn't like the character designs. Let's face it. The character designs were...
You remember that? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I remember the character designs
Guardians, I don't remember shit.
I'm talking about the Final Fantasy Origin Paradise.
Wait. Was there not something to do with Hitman?
Yeah, that was one of the mobile games. It was Hitman Snipers, and it was like, just showed a bunch of people with snipers. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Final Fantasy game...
I seen Hitman and was like, ooh,
and then there was
mobile
nothing.
Game with snipers. Oh.
No, that's when they had no mobile dump. Yeah, so Final Fantasy character action game. It didn't look great. Apparently, it's now available on PlayStation 5 for the demo if you want to play that.
I'm on a PlayStation 5, and I don't plan on getting one mostly because getting a PlayStation 5 is less common than getting COVID-19.
Wow. Now you fucked up my monetization for this video. Thanks, buddy.
Just bleep it.
No, do you know how long this video is? I am not going to edit this.
Hold on.
Unless you're going to edit this for me.
I'm
not editing this.
I can do that.
I'm just going to just dump it.
I can do that. If you want, if you can send me the file,
which I can't because it's like
put it up on my channel.
No, fuck. All right, yeah. So thanks for ruining that. Legend of Mana trailer. Yeah, just a bunch of. It wasn't very good. It was like Ubisoft, but they didn't have people come out and just talk for like ages. It was just. It
was worse than Ubisoft, to be fair, because the games they did show, nobody gave a fuck about.
Yeah. Like, and all the games that people would
it was actually mobile games,
and then they only gave it like 20. They're like, it was just, this clearly was just a mid dump. Like we got really nothing. Let's just give them this game we kind of not too sure about. That's why we gave it to Team Ninja. We don't want to develop it. It's not going to be a first party Final Fantasy game. We'll just give it to Team Ninja. And then we'll just show it here. We got fucking Tokyo Game Show next month. That's where we do all the good shit. Yeah, so that wasn't great. And then the next day, Capcom had a presentation. Monster Hunter shit. I didn't really watch much.
The last conference I watched was Sqaure because I was just like, Jesus, it's gonna be bad for the rest of the show, isn't it? And I don't own Nintendo stuff, so I don't really see the point in me
watching Nintendo. But luckily I do, and Nintendo,
I will react to what Jarvis tells me. Jarvis, you're gonna be my Nintendo
I will recap. So if you have an Xbox or a PC, you're gonna be interested in the Microsoft. If you have a Nintendo Switch, this probably would have saved you saved E3, or was like up there with Microsoft. So let's go. You got a new sequel to Breath of the Wild, which is probably one of the best Legend of Zelda games ever. You've got a sequel to Metroid Fusion. Metroid 5 got announced. Metroid Dread has been being teased for fucking years. Like literally years. Yeah, it was teased for the DS. I believe.
Oh, so is that a 2D? Is that a 2D game?
It's a classic Metroid game.
Metroid game.
Yeah. So it's not a first-person shooter. It's a classic Metroid game. It looks like it's the same team that made the Samus Returns, which is the remake of Metroid 2 on the 3DS, because it has a very similar look. And then once I saw the combat or the gameplay trailer, it was pretty much all the mechanics from that game are going to be in this game. So that's interesting. They announced some Tekken fighters for Smash Bros. I literally, Smash Bros is just, if you like a fighting game, here's all the characters from them.
Put Smash Bros characters. You think they'll put like Nintendo characters from Smash into Tekken in the next Tekken game? Do you think?
Maybe. Who knows? They announced Mario Golf. Meh. Some WarioWare. Nah. They're doing a remake of Advance Wars 1 and 2. So that's like
I thought you were gonna say advanced. I thought you were gonna say Advanced Warfare.
No, Advanced War. It was. I
was like, oh, that's unexpected.
It's like Fire Emblem, but with tanks and helicopters and stuff. It was fun on the Game Boy Advance. They did any
Pokemon news?
No, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was. They did a gameplay trailer, so you can actually see it. Standard gameplay. I'm excited for that. They also announced Fatal Frame, which is like the horror franchise on Nintendo Switch. It's all about taking pictures of ghosts. They announced some stuff. They basically announced a bunch of games that were on other consoles coming to Switch, like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is the Dragon Ball Z RPG. It's not. I didn't like it. Doom Eternal's coming to.
Is that where you make your own character?
No, it's it's basically Dragon Ball Z, but it's an RPG. It's not where you make your own character. No. Mario Party, a new one's coming out. Hyrule Warriors, sequel to that. Monster Hunter Stories, just a whole bunch of gameplay stuff. So, got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, 1 and 2 coming out to the Switch. So yeah, basically a bunch of Switch games. Also, they're releasing a 35th anniversary Game & Watch Legend of Zelda edition. So if you're into the Game & Watch, that's cool. Basically, a whole bunch of shit for like if you've got a Nintendo.
Mega. Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Dump. They're all good.
But besides the Zelda sequel and what was the other big one?
Metroid.
The Metroid sequel, they really announced nothing.
I mean, like, I was interested in the Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Like, I think the party one it's like with Nintendo.
I'm really surprised they didn't announce another Switch.
No, there is like the Switch Pro rumors still, and I am surprised as well. But again, Tokyo Game Show coming up soon. Like, you gotta imagine, like, a lot of these Japanese publishers and stuff are
They're
more
doing a Gamescom next year.
Yeah, they're more concerned about that.
In Germany.
So like this was just, I mean, at least they announced some stuff, and it was like, I think like when you get a sequel to the Breath of the Wild 2, it's like, yeah, and Metroid 5, you're like, it's you know how long we've been waiting for Halo Infinite. Yeah, imagine waiting 19 years for this.
I mean,
you know, it's basically, yeah, Halo 5 was like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, Christ, has that been fucking 6 years?
Yeah,
it feels over 6 years by the time Halo. No, just Jesus.
No, yeah, you know, so they're basically.
I've had one Halo game since then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wars 2.
No, 360 had 3? Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4.
Halo 3, Reach, and Wars, so 4. Halo Wars 1.
Oh, yeah, 1, yeah.
The 360 as well.
Yeah. So,
So 4. The 360 had 4 games. The Xbox One had 2. 2.
It's like...
I do not include the Spartan Assault fucking stick shooters. They don't fucking count.
No, they do not count. They know. That was just a mobile game they ported over. Yeah, like... E3... It's been great if you're a Nintendo and Xbox fanboy.
Like me.
It's been shit if you're anything else, really.
Oh, I heard Gearbox had a conference and it was the worst fucking one.
Yeah, probably.
Gearbox Software, a studio, had a whole fucking show. Apparently Capcom's as
Razer had a show as well, and they're just like a manufacturer, hardware manufacturer.
They're not a graphics card manufacturer.
No, they do like PCs, laptops, peripherals, you know, like headphones, headsets, stuff like that. They've released a chair.
Wow.
I know.
What's the comedy one? There's like piss take.
Oh, developer. Is it? I know there's like developer usually go ham on their stuff.
Yeah. They announced it was a couple of years back. They announced Carrion, which is a good game.
Yeah, Carrion was good. Yeah.
But it was the comedy show.
Yeah, they did like a whole story arc as well.
Great. I hope it's.
Yeah.
Oh, another game. I don't know what conference they announced it at, but Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Probably Xbox.
Game, you know, build a fucking park with dinosaurs in it. No, I don't think it was. It was a third-party one. Because it's Universal that own the rights to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's like...
I don't know what conference it was announced at. But...
I mean, Bandai Namco had a conference. I didn't even watch that. Yeah, it was sort of just like Ubisoft, Xbox, Square, and Nintendo had like the big stuff, and everyone else was just like, we have little stuff. And only then it was Xbox and Nintendo.
Sony's not here, might as well take their spot. That's what they tried to do.
Yeah, no, don't. If you're just a publisher, maybe just team up with somebody else.
If you're a publisher, just announce your shit with either Nintendo or Xbox.
Well, maybe just release the trailers whenever. Like
or better yet, why don't you have Microsoft buy you and then have them just have like...
Oh, don't. Like, Microsoft might be buying more studios.
Games.
I guarantee Microsoft...
Well, apparently Sega's up next for Microsoft acquisition.
God, yeah, Sega, what they got? Sonic Colors. Yeah,
actually, no, to be fair, let's see. What does Sega actually own?
Sonic Colors, Knights...
The Alien license.
Alien... What else do they own?
I don't know if Microsoft bought Sega, wouldn't Disney then get the license back? Because Disney own Alien now, so essentially Disney
might
would get the license for video games back.
It'll be interesting.
Unless
to
they
see.
actually bought.
But yeah, like
Sega own products games.
My overall view of E3 was meh. Oh, it was
a pretty.
Yeah.
It was a pretty shit E3 overall.
Like the issue was that last year you had the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, like that the console hype, and now like nobody can get hold of the consoles. It was sort of like, yeah, we don't really care. Here's some games, some good announcement games. Like I'm hyped for Metroid Dread and Stalker 2 and stuff like that.
I am actually hyped for the Breath of the Wild sequel. I might actually get a Switch now just to play that. But if they announce the Switch 2,
oh yeah, and Breath of the Wild, yeah, I think they did announce.
No, actually, to be fair, getting a Switch Pro or 2, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, it's probably gonna be really hard. So I'll probably get a Series X first and then get a Switch because I don't care about Sony anymore. I don't care. Jim Ryan is a fucking idiot. Jim Ryan is Sony's Don Matrick.
So guys,
you
thanks.
Know what he did to the fucking Xbox brand.
Thanks guys for watching.
Listen, let me go on a rant about Don Matrick.
No.
Xbox is the new water cooler.
Oh my.
Fucking TV, sports, Call of Duty. This is an actual scan of a Navy dog.
Oh god, don't remind me of Call of Duty Ghosts. Please,
this water.
Please don't remind me of Call of Duty Ghosts. I got the collector's edition of that for $5, and it came with
Ghosts?
The collector's edition for $5 because it came with a USB camera in the shape of a scope.
Ghost, you stupid bastard.
I never played the game. I was like, this looks cool. Not the game. The game looks shit. Look, the collector's edition stuff. Yeah. It was a USB camera. No, it was like you could cord into a micro USBs, and it was really shit resolution. It was like.
Of course it would be.
But it was like, oh, that looks cool.
You still got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Get it out, I want to see it.
Well, not on, like, everything's in storage. This flat is really small.
Fuck's sake, why did you move into such a tiny...
Well, look at you. You got, like, fucking cables in, like, a pin.
This is my...
Hi, guys.
Office.
Welcome to...
This is... But yeah, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, Don Matrick. So he almost killed the Xbox.
We're just gonna mute him while he just rambles on, because yeah, there we go. Right. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and check out this guy on it. Links to his stuff in the comment section. That's a face only a mother could love.